guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kyuujin, and today we're back with you guys for The Sopranos Season 2, Episode 6.
Last episode, Jennifer admitted that she had personal feelings for Tony, that she connects, and she decided to come back and treat him again. He said no at first, but then he showed up to the appointment, so he's looking for someone to talk to. Last
He
episode,
needs someone to talk to.
yeah, well, because people, those that he talked to outside of the office, they don't listen. He found out his father used to have the same issues as him, and he just never, dealt with them. So we'll see how that goes with Jennifer, but their first meeting was very awkward. It's gonna take some time maybe to start things again. But yeah, last episode he was dealing with his anger issues and he was losing it in front of the family. Furio came from Italy, and the way he deals with things was very connected with Tony's anger.
Let's just say he's ready to please a new boss and get shit done.
Yeah, in a very violent way, and Tony being angry and needing things to be done that just fit right with his, way of doing things. But maybe Jennifer's gonna change that, and we'll see. But still, Furio is there, and he's taking over that part of the business in a way. Pussy feels left out, and he's fishing for information, but everyone else is just putting him outside of the loop.
It's so obvious.
It is obvious that he's fishing, so eventually they might figure stuff out about him, and he's not helping his case. But yeah, and last episode Christopher went to an acting for writers, group, and he let out some true and raw emotions about himself and his father. We found out some stuff too, like his father died when he was really young, and I don't think he ever dealt with those feelings. It got raw, and eventually Adriana told him that this is what writing and acting is about, right? Pouring yourself on the page and putting those emotions in, and he ended up throwing everything you wrote to the trash.
He might not be ready yet to do it,
Be vulnerable,
but
yeah.
Who knows?
In any case, this is where we left last episode, so let's jump in this one and see what they have in store for us. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these, and check out our Patreon for the full-length reactions.
Alright, let's go.
Our undergrad student body at Brown only numbers about 6,000 people. Admission is extremely selective. Get all of your academic and extracurricular ducks in a row. Leave nothing to chance.
Hey, buddy. David.
So who do you like?
Oh, no, that guy from Bowdoin seems to be making some sense, I guess.
I mean the game tonight.
Oh!
All the husbands are escaping.
I heard through the grapevine that you're taking over your uncle's game. You know, big.
You want in? You want some stuff?
It's just, me. I like to play a little.
A little. Forget it. This game's not for you.
At least he's telling it like it is. Don't get involved.
I don't want to see you get hurt. These guys, they play deep.
You know how many jockstraps I sold last week?
Not enough for this game, okay? Forget it.
And then he cares enough to tell you no.
Do you want to tell me what you're thinking?
Believe me, you don't want to know.
This is why you're here. It's so awkward.
The trust is broken right now. You need to build it up again.
I think I'd like to take a break and smash your fucking face in a fucking hamburger.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's just a way of describing how I'm feeling. I don't know who the fuck I'm angry at. I'm just angry. Okay?
Are you angry at yourself?
Probably.
What the fuck am I here? I got the world by the balls and I can't stop feeling like I'm a fucking loser.
Who makes you feel like a loser? Your mother?
We wasted enough oxygen on that one.
Yeah, but the shit goes deep with this one.
I see some guy walking down the street with a clear head. He's always fucking whistling, like the happy fucking wanderer. And I
Jealous?
just want to go up to him and I just want to rip his throat open. I want to fucking pummel him right there for no reason.
Jealous.
Why should I give a shit if a guy's got a clear head?
Let's get back to smashing my face.
Jesus Christ.
I think it all ties in.
You feel abandoned? Misunderstood?
Sometimes I resent you making me a victim. Remember the first time I came here? I said, the kind of man I admire is Gary Cooper, the strong, silent type. And how all Americans, all they're doing is crying and confessing and complaining. A bunch of fucking pussies. Fuck them. And now I'm one of them.
You said yourself you're not the happy wanderer.
Well, I'm more like one of those assholes than I am the fucking jerk-offs as she's leaving this office.
It's hard to face the truth, huh? Pride.
No, that's it. I gotta go.
Come on, Artie, another hour.
I can't. Charmaine will have my balls on the menu.
All the money.
Hey, Rich, can I get another dime?
I've got 3 players left. So what? Vito's up for it, right?
That's up the ante.
You don't want to owe money to this guy,
Not
man.
this one.
Count this chooch out another dime.
Oh, this is such a bad idea. He was warned. He was warned.
Yeah, but he wants to play with the big league.
Do I have a choice?
Okay.
Yeah, you got a choice. You can continue to run the game.
You know I'm under fucking house arrest, you cute fuck.
Then take the bite I give you and be happy. I'm having the executive game.
You know, your father and me started that game over 30 years ago. We were talking one day about how the credit card companies, you know, they work their angle. They didn't care what you
But also, wait.
They juice you to death, and you thank them for letting you have a card. It's a certain kind of player. That's why we call it the executive game. My brother Johnny was one keen motherfucker.
That's why he left us with chichi beans.
Your father left Livia with a fucking package that could choke a fucking elephant.
Where did she put all of
They
that?
don't make them like
She
that.
hide it?
And keep in mind that he paid the freight for your Uncle Eckley. That was a major fucking nut.
Who the fuck is Eckel?
Forget it. Keep thinking you know everything.
There's a lot he doesn't know about his own history and his dad.
He was my younger brother. He was between me and your father in age. Hercules, named after my grandfather.
He truly wanted to talk about this.
Where is he then?
I got another uncle.
Apparently.
Trump is a fucking cue ball. Your father and me had a brother you didn't know about. Because he was...
What happened?
It was different in those days. Mother and father didn't even speak the language. They couldn't take care of a kid like that.
What are you saying? He was retarded?
Let's go fuck yourself. He was slow. He was strong as a fucking bull. Handsome. If it was today, they might have trained him to be a whatever, something. Get him a job.
What a kick in the balls. When did he die?
Not long before your father. Let's talk about this game. What's my name?
I don't know. 10%.
20.
15. Call your friends. Let them know the game's happening.
He's finding out so much about his
There's a
family.
lot of stuff he doesn't know about his own dad.
Yeah. He has a subject to talk about with Jennifer.
Keep them coming. Hey, Rich, that envelope's 2C shy. I'll catch up on it next week.
Tony said, no, you don't turn to someone else.
It's just a stutter step. Like I said, it's no biggie.
Difference gets tacked on to the principal. You know that. I don't take this personally, but I don't want to see your face at any of my games until you're caught up.
That's not necessary.
Kid, you think I started this life 10 minutes ago? Guy hands you a light envelope. It's just the beginning.
And I just hope he doesn't add interest to this. Literally the first time he took money from him and he can't pay it back. First time.
Yeah, like you said, you don't want to owe money to a guy like him.
Dude,
He said don't come back.
you're already in debt, man.
What the hell you doing here?
I was just driving by. I thought I'd stop and say hello. What's the game?
7 card.
So what do you think? Think I can take these guys or what?
Hey, this isn't a game for you.
What are the chances of me getting close to a game like this again? Come on, Anthony, let me sit in just once.
You need 5 G's just to sit in this game.
Can't you float me? You know, short term.
Hey, don't say short if you don't mean short.
Hey, you don't have to explain business to me.
I think he does. He's been helping you and you're not listening.
He's thinking, I'm one of your friends, so you can help me out, and it's fine if I take my times if I'm in trouble with money. But they're not playing.
He owes Richie
not with their
money.
cash. This is not gonna end well.
make room. New blood
He already owes money. If he loses it here, he's gonna owe money to Richie and Tony. Maybe, you know, I don't know, but it could go bad really, really quickly. And not just that, they said some of these guys here turn really like bad when they're gambling.
What time is it? It's almost 9. How we doing? Slowing down.
Anyone want to close the lights?
Is that a game?
Closing the lights means
It
we end.
means, do you want to admit that you lost and pack it in?
Me? No.
Best I
How
can.
much is he into us for?
About 45 bucks as a CD.
What?
He grabbed another 10 while you were asleep and said you okay.
Boy.
You never okayed it. This is not gonna end well.
And like, he's a friend and everything, but
There's a limit to that friendship.
if that is Richie, it's gonna be bad.
Oh no.
Lying.
I think that David's gonna be dead next episode.
How'd you get in here?
Hi, Rich.
How rich? You got some fucking balls, you know?
I do.
Like me fucking embarrass you.
Yeah, but Tony doesn't know that David owes Richie money.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
That's it. Cash me out.
Come on, Frank. Doc, sit down.
He is such a problem. And he screwed up the game.
Matt, thanks a lot. Here's one for your pal. Cash me out, will you, sunshine?
Thank you, Mr. Sinatra. Junior, sir.
I saw him the fuck down. He comes here and he sticks it up my ass. What's that got to do with you disrespecting my game?
You realize this motherless fuck is into me for over 8 large. He's got money to play here.
Doesn't have money to play here.
You go home, Richie.
Yeah, it wasn't
This
his.
ain't gonna happen to one of my players.
But he also knows now that the other guy didn't listen and now he's in trouble.
Did he win the money back for Tony?
Well,
Did he win the
obviously
money back
not.
for Richie?
No, because he took more. It's not his.
I mean, he has a gambling problem.
I'm gonna let you sleep one day. Then you're gonna get the fuck up and you're gonna go get my $45,000.
Jesus, how about the luck I met Sylvia, huh?
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Wanna go for schwitz?
If after one day you don't give me every penny, I'm gonna send somebody down to your joint every Saturday for 5% interest.
You wanted to be a part of the game?
Right now, Tony's just all keeping everything
Can I do something to
inside.
insult you?
Dude.
2 days.
You know.
He's the boss. He can't give money to people and not expect them to pay back. Like, he can't lose face like this, and the guy didn't listen.
How we do?
At least 80 bucks is his eating after expenses.
2 boxes came out of my pocket.
Well, let's salute.
Because at the end of the day, it's not about money. He made a lot more than he lost on that guy. It's about respect.
Oh, and Barb plugs. Uncle Tom's father died.
Well, what the hell happened?
Got old?
This gust of wind comes, knocks him off the roof.
Oh.
All for a satellite dish. Guy works his whole life, takes care of his family, does the right thing. One day after he retires. One day.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Kind of like an athlete that dies of a heart attack.
Well, at least Tom Sr. isn't the happy wanderer anymore.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You don't have to pummel his ass. He's joined the ranks of the unlucky.
Maybe you know what you're talking about, but I don't. Found out I had another uncle, a retarded uncle, that nobody told me about.
Now that you found out that you have a retarded family member, do you feel
boy.
better about coming here?
What?
Is it enough of a sad tragedy that you can join the rest of the douchebags?
She's not letting that go.
I'm sorry about blowing up in the game.
You out of line. What am I supposed to do with you?
What?
Back off and respect the title, you fucking jerk off.
It's your ball. You make the rules.
I don't make them. They've always been there. Now you get this. David Scatino doesn't pay you a fucking penny until I get mine first.
Oh.
That's the tax you get for raising your hands in my game. I get mine first, then you get yours. I don't do something. How's it gonna look?
It's the fact that he gave money to a guy who already owed some to someone else, too.
Just saying, I don't think you should take any shit from him.
I heard you first.
I really don't like this. Her attitude of I don't like answer to anybody and stuff, but in that environment is really bad.
I know how things work. Don't forget, I was Daddy's girl.
But you're influencing him to fight back against the boss.
My father was in Tony's position. He gave Romeo Martin $50,000 when he got out of jail. I'm talking about 30 years ago. Today, that's $500,000.
Dude, she wants the money, man. She's manipulating,
She's
pushing.
giving bad idea to a guy who is...
Would take it, would do that. But that's because she wants to take advantage and she wants to use the
So what's
money.
this fucking doctor's appointment you had all of a sudden when my friend comes to see you, huh?
Please, Tony, I'm doing my best here. I'm gonna make it all work out somehow, I swear.
What do you got for me?
That.
On your tab?
Stand up. Get up or I'm gonna rip your fucking head off. Get up.
I'm sorry, Tony. I wouldn't do anything to insult you. Our kids go to the same school together.
Stop using the kids.
I'm sorry, I'm just having some bad luck.
Just got worse. I want something tomorrow. You understand me?
It's too late, man. And the actor played it well. I feel bad for him, but he created that situation.
Honestly, from what I just...
Is he gonna fucking ask someone else?
Oh, man. He's gonna owe money to everybody.
Another friend.
I'm in a jam, Artie, Bab. This could cost me big. My marriage, my business. Now relax. I'm sure there's something we can do. I need money. Not much, just enough to give me some breathing room.
Say a number.
It's 20,000. Bad timing. I gotta put a new roof on this place.
I don't know if it's true if he knows that he won't be able to pay it back.
Consider Chapter 11. I don't think Tony Soprano's gonna buy that. Tony.
You're very stupid, David.
Yeah. There's only so much your friendship with Tony will buy you.
Eric, give me a key.
I was gonna sell the car.
This is not the place.
Dad, I didn't do anything. Eric, accountability is everything.
I drove it
They
over
are
the field at school.
paying
We're
for
supposed
his
to cheerleading
mistakes.
practice.
There's mud all over the doors. I warn you and warn you, Eric.
I didn't do anything, Mom.
No. You guys are paying for that.
You are paying for his mistakes.
Open them.
I knew it was a car.
You wanted money? There you go. But now how is that gonna look with her friend? She ends up having his car.
You like it?
This is Eric's Jeep.
Yeah, but it's yours now.
His dad sold it to you?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Not gonna look good with her friends.
That's why you don't mix the two. That's why that's an issue to begin with.
He didn't do anything to you.
It was his father.
And he did the right thing and he offered that car up as partial payment.
Yeah, right.
The one I told you that now? You go right ahead, but I'm not giving it back. I'm gonna take that car, I'm gonna sell it to Pussy, and then I'm gonna buy clothes and food and shoes, all the rest of the shit that I've been buying since the day you were born.
Like, you don't start asking where the money comes from.
A grown man made a wager. He lost. End of story. So take that high moral ground and go sleep in a fucking bus station if you want.
Kind of has a point. Like, it's not about him. He gave money to someone, he owes him back. He handled it that way. Like, he chose to sell or to give away his son's car. That has nothing to do with Tony. It's business. But when you mix family, friends, and business, it's never good.
You're just gonna leave me here?
I thought you were my friend.
I can't stop my dad from selling it.
Your dad's a fucking asshole. You know that?
And I suppose yours is innocent in all this? He gave it to my dad. It's not like my dad stole it.
Fuck you, fuck your gangster father, and fuck this.
It's not our fault.
No.
It's not our fault. But when you've been wronged by your father and I understand where he's coming from, but it's so sad.
They both are paying for it.
In the second act, Sun and Moon, to be performed by Eric Scatino and Meadow Soprano, has been cancelled. Instead, Miss Soprano will perform a solo, singing My Heart Will Go On.
I wonder what happened.
Something bad.
Tony happened.
Yeah.
David
Well, I
happened.
mean, she was looking for a solo, so she ended up having it, but how you get it, that changes things.
I love to go a-wandering along the mountain track.
Oh, there's
boy.
so many stuff to talk about. First of all, I completely understand where what's Meadow's friend's name? David's
Eric?
son. Eric.
Yeah.
I understand where he's coming from. When
Yeah.
you did nothing wrong. This is your car. You're being responsible. Yes, your car's a little dirty. I know what I'm talking about. But still,
No.
you're not doing anything wrong, and you had to pay for your father's mistake.
That wasn't an excuse. He took that just to explain why he was taking the car. This is a harsh world, and those dads, they're playing in it, and they're thinking of themselves, and they're thinking of their fortune. They're doing their job. It's business. It's friendships. It's stuff. But it gets dangerous, and the people around them are the ones suffering for their mistakes or the way they handle business, right? Like, David was his name?
David, yeah.
So he made a mistake. He screwed up. His kid paid for it. Did Tony make a mistake? Not really. Not in that context. He was right. The guy owed him money. It comes down to respect. If it was just like a friend asking for money out of, I need help and stuff like that, he could have maybe found a way to deal with it. But a lot of people were involved. It was a gambling, thing. Now he's boss. The guy owes money to Richie. Richie, who's already on Tony's ass about a lot of things. If he doesn't, the guy David owes money to Tony. If Tony doesn't ask for his money back, he's kind of saying that people can just borrow stuff from him.
Walk over him.
And if it was behind closed doors, that would be one thing. But now that people are aware and Richie's aware and he's already on that guy's ass,
He needs to act.
he kind of he needs to act because he's the boss. He needs to command respect. That's why he kept warning the guy. You don't want to be a part of this. You don't want to, you're not made for this game, because it gets dangerous. It's not about just him being nice to his friend, giving him money if he needs it. Like, if you get involved with everyone else, Tony will have to act like the boss he is. His mistake was being a part of this universe to begin with, and it's always been an issue, right? Like, his kids, his wife, they suffer because of the life he chose to have.
I mean, with Meadow's point of view, she has a new car, and she said, "Oh gosh, that's my friend Eric's car. What, did you steal it? Are you behind it?" Even though that
How
the
would you be?
situation was technically in Tony's favor, like, he didn't do anything wrong. Eric's father gave the car to Tony as a payment. So there's nothing wrong with it.
Depending on who we're seeing the situation, whose point of view we're watching the situation from, they all had, reason. Like, Meadow, would you truly if you were Meadow, would you truly drive your friend's car while he's, pissed and mad that he lost his? Like, I lost my car and then you show up driving his car? Like, it doesn't sit well. It feels like a betrayal. It feels like, and they don't know what happened. They don't understand necessarily that side of the business. To them, what matters is that Meadow ended up with Eric's car.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're saying, well, my car, like my dad took my car unjustly, and you ended up with it. So that means that your father forced my dad to take the car or something. Like, they see it that way. Because who's the mobster? On a business side of things, Tony was right. The guy owed him money. And honestly, when he got back home, I looked at his house. I was like, is he home? Because he's got 3 cars. He's got a huge house. He could definitely find the money he owes. But he doesn't want to lose face.
He has a problem. Eddie pride is behind it also.
You want to look like, this whole episode was about the happy wanderer, right? You want to look like the happy wanderer who has no issue. You want to pretend like things are doing well, that you have a successful business, that you have a great house, great cars, all of that. Like, you want to pretend. But because of that pride, because of that pretense, you put yourself in situations like this. It'd be easy to, like, move somewhere else, somewhere that's smaller maybe, sell one of the cars. Instead, he put himself in a hole, made it worse, and he went against his own son for that. Because he doesn't want to lose face. It's easier to be like, well, you muddied the tires, so I'm going to get rid of your car, instead of like selling your own car and getting a cheaper one, or, moving to a cheaper place and selling the house. Like, it's...
But that will mean that you need to accept and acknowledge the fact that you have a gambling problem, money problem. So like he said to Artie, if I said everything, I can lose everything, my house, my family, my marriage, because it is a tough situation to just say to your spouses that I have a gambling problem and I don't know how to deal with it.
It is true that moving houses or selling cars and suddenly changing the lifestyle, you'd be thinking it's going to create issues with my wife, it's going to create issues for my son, and he's looking for colleges, he wants to go to Brown, it's going to cost money. He doesn't want to lose the lifestyle, he doesn't want to mess things up, and he has a problem. For sure, because he's lost a lot in places if he had just stayed away, it would have been much easier. You can't cure that. And unfortunately, he was friends with the wrong people because they allowed him to get in a game that was risky. And unfortunately, if you owe money to these people, they're going to look for it. And not just the money you gave them. If you can't repay them, they are going to add interest to it. And now you're in forever. Unfortunately. And if for him it's about not losing face, it's the same with Tony. As the boss, he cannot send a message that people can just take from him whenever they want, or like Richie cannot, showing up at one of his games, if Tony doesn't do anything, if Tony doesn't, if he allows Richie to get what he wants, get his money back from David, and before Tony gets his money, it's sending the message that Richie gets more respect than he does, that people answer to Richie more. Right? Like, it's all about face. And I think it would have been different if Richie had not been involved. Like, if David didn't owe money to him. But it was too late. The guy was just in too deep. And yeah. I guess, like, it's a double-edged knife. Because Tony was saying, like, do you remember when we used to be kids and you used to look in on those games, and now he's at the head of it.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of pride there. Like, he's happy to get the position, and it's kind of like things have changed, right? But it brings a lot of responsibilities.
Same thing with David. He used to go to high school or just school with Tony. In his mind, Tony is the little kid that he used to play with when he was in his childhood. So he has that perception of who Tony is, but Tony is with the mobster. He's in charge of the game right now.
He's gotta do stuff, yeah.
You cannot expect him to treat you nicely because you used to go with each other back then.
Hell, even when you don't do anything with Tony on that side of the business, Artie never tried to do shit, but being friends with Tony already comes with risks. Because you are involved, unfortunately. It's the double life is screwing over. Like, we kind of saw how the job, the business side of things, is screwing over the friendships and the family style once again. This has always been his issue, and it's hard for him to admit that one is influencing the other, that it's messing with his mind and stuff. And he doesn't want to say that he needs help. He doesn't want to say that he has issues. He was saying like it pisses him off to see people walking around acting like they have no issues, acting like everything is fine.
Yeah.
A lot of those people are probably acting like things are fine, just like I said about David, but then they have their own issues. But so still, he's saying he doesn't want, like, it pisses him off, and I feel like it's pissing him off because he doesn't want other people to show him how great things are for them when things are so messed up for him. But he also doesn't want to associate with those that need help and complain and whine and go to therapists.
Mm-hmm.
It's about pride. It was the transition, during those days where, it was okay. It was more and more accepted of men to talk about their feelings. It was more and more accepted of people to show weakness, show vulnerability. For him, it's not as easy because he needs it, but it creates an image of weakness, and it goes against how he views a man. Like, if he does it, he sees himself as weak. He doesn't fit in the mold he wants for himself. But, he's never going to fit in that mold, unfortunately. So he's just going to keep suffering because he can't connect with those that, those that say everything is fine, the happy wonders. And he can't connect with those that admit they need help. So he's stuck in the middle and he's just fucking angry. I really love that Jennifer kept trying to make him realize how fucked up his view of things is. Because she was saying like, okay, like, so you're pissed at those that don't have an issue, but you're also pissed at those that have an issue. So where do you stand? Like, okay, you care about this guy who just died. He lived a tragedy. Does he now fit in the category of people who need help? People who had so much happen to them that, they're miserable? Like, does he fit now in that category? Are you okay with that? Like, she's really trying to make him realize it's like shitty stuff happens to good people, and that doesn't make them less of a man or less of a person, right? That doesn't make them lose face or lose pride. Sometimes they just have shitty luck, just like David. Sure, he's a nice guy, but he has an issue. He has a problem. He has shitty luck too. Things like that happen to good people, and then they go deep in the hole, and if they don't get out of this on their own or with the help of other people, it's just gonna get worse. So
I mean, it takes a lot of courage to try to, like I said, acknowledge that you have shitty luck, that you have a problem. It takes even more courage to try to solve it and take a responsibility for it also.
I see that as a sign of like, you can be, a sign of strength. You can be proud of that, asking for help. I'm glad Tony went. I mean, he was forced in the beginning, but he came back to Jennifer many times, and it's totally okay. It's helping him.
But a lot of that comes with the change in mentalities, from every year people change it with how we perceive things in general. Like Junior said it best with with his brother who was mentally challenged.
I'm surprised that there's another uncle.
I mean, back in the day, we didn't know how to treat people who have difficulties. Let's just say it like that. And with time, we learned, those are the problem. Those are the fact. That's why people are like that. This or like that, and we adapt and we act accordingly. So with times, we change, we evolve.
It's the same with emotions. Right? His uncle, like you said, they didn't know how to treat him back in the day, so they just like put him aside, they dealt with it, they ignored it. It's the same with emotions. You didn't know how to treat them, you didn't know how to talk about them, you just put them aside, you ignored everything about, your feelings and how you reacted to stress and all of that, because you didn't know, like, it wasn't how things were back in the day, but things are changing, and it's a good thing. Like they said, nowadays his uncle, they would have given him a job, they would have, helped him, they would have treated him differently.
Yeah.
So if you take that situation and you put it on Tony, back in the day, Tony probably, he would have done it like his father. He would have ignored his issues, he would have tried to keep face, but he would have been miserable, and he, horrible stuff could have happened to him. He could have put himself in a deeper hole just like David. But now he's got resources like Jennifer, like, or, what Jennifer knows about therapy and what she's teaching him. Those resources are not a bad thing. It's a sign of evolution. We're getting better as a society. You just gotta accept that it's okay.
Better is a huge word for society in general, but yeah.
We're getting better at understanding ourselves as humans with emotions and stuff. So yes, we are getting better. We're not perfect, but we're getting better.
Yeah.
It's just difficult to accept that change because he's stuck with the old mentality that men can't show weakness. He's got this mold, like I said, this picture of what a man should be, and he doesn't fit in that picture. So he's hurting himself to try and fit. And he doesn't fit anywhere because of his fucking pride, and it creates issues for everyone else around him. So, but yeah, for sure, as an ending here, for sure, the whole like Janice wants money and she's pushing Richie to get what she says he's due, right?
Yeah.
She's manipulating him and using the fact that he feels that Tony owes him some stuff, and he's got anger issues too, and he's just feels miserable, and she's manipulating that to push him to get that money, but she wants it for herself. That's how she connected to Richie for a reason, and Richie, if he gets money, she gets access to that money through him.
Yeah. I mean, she did brought by the fact that, back in the day with my father, when one of his men came out from prison, my father gave him $30,000.
But nowadays...
And what did Tony give you when you came out of jail?
No, she's manipulating his anger and his feelings and all that. That attitude of, you don't answer to no one, that doesn't fit well with the business. And she's screwing over her brother to get that money. It's gonna create so many fucking issues.
Do you think that Livia was sleeping in the backseat, or she was just pretending and she was listening to what they were saying?
She could have been. But she got, by the way, it was mentioned that she got a shit ton of money too, and we never saw the color of that.
I mean, she did say that, she told on the phone that she had her money and she knows that Janice is back for that money.
Yeah, but I expected it to be a certain sum, but apparently it's a lot bigger than I thought. Whenever she dies, it's gonna be war. Like that's why Janice wants, to get.
She want to be on the wheel,
but she is manipulating a lot of people to get that money. So be careful, guys. Be careful, because I'm pretty sure Richie's gonna lose it. Like every time he's in an episode, the tension just heightens, and they are giving each other reasons to be pissed at one another. But Tony has a point. He is the boss now. Richie owes him respect. Mm-hmm. Things are not the way they used to be. I can see kind of like with Junior, he had an issue with seeing Tony taking over, because you feel like you've paid your dues and you deserve the title, and then you're being told by someone who's a fucking kid in your eye what to do, when you were the one that used to kick him around around the street, and you used to tell him how things were done, and now he's in charge. I can understand that, but the guy got the position. That's it. You end this right there, and you stop with the pittiness, right? You don't agree? Get out of town and start something new. I don't fucking care. The guy got the position, and people respect him. You have to respect him too.
Like Tony says, the rules were there back in the day. They are still here, and they should still be applied.
This is why he had to beat up David. This is why he needs to forget about his friendship with the guy, because that's how things are. Is it a good thing? Maybe not, but he's in that position now.
But it's the fact that he warned him so many times, you don't want to mess with those guys. You don't want to play that game. You're not fit for that game.
But the guy has a problem. And unfortunately,
he has a problem,
and he was friends with the wrong people to have that problem. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for me in this episode. My ears are again getting clogged. I don't know why this is happening so much recently. But in any case, do you have something else to say?
No, I'm all good.
So we're gonna move on. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't want to, the next one will be on YouTube next week. So gonna see you then, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.